Hey everyone, it is Wellbeing Wednesday and I thought I'd come to you live to talk about emotional pain. And emotional pain can really be expressed physically before we even acknowledge the presence of our emotional pain in our mind. What do I mean by that? Well, a classic example is when I was around 22, I was stressed, really stressed. I was doing too much exercise. I was doing too much from a hi, nice to see. So I was doing too much exercise. I was doing too much work. I had too much on my plate during the day, and I had to go to the doctor because I was experiencing really bad dandruff, really bad dry skin in my hair, and I didn't really understand what the cause of it was at the time. And I spoke to the doctor, and he said, "You're probably stressed. I can give you some antibiotics." And I was like, "No thanks, no thanks. I'd like to not deal with the symptom. I'd like to understand what the root cause was." And I went back home thinking, "My God, somebody's going to give me antidepressants because I've got dry skin, dry scalp." And that was really my body, the emotional pain that I was experiencing, the pain that I was putting myself under mentally and emotionally with all of this excessive exercise that I was doing. I was in the rowing club at the time, and that was coming out and being expressed physically in the form of dry skin. And this is very common. This often happens. Other classic examples include psoriasis, it includes asthma, eczema, can also be an expression of emotional pain, either from present day trauma that we're experiencing that perhaps we're not even acknowledging, or from past trauma all the way back to early childhood and even back to birthing experiences and trauma within the time that we were growing in the womb. So what did I do about it? So I went to seek to uncover the root cause of the physical symptoms that were being expressed. And I basically cut out the stressors that were in my life and took away that emotional pain, took away that emotional trauma that I was experiencing. And that then got rid of the physical symptoms that I was experiencing. And we often don't really take the time to acknowledge our emotions. Hi Pete, we often don't take the time to check in with how we're feeling, check in with what emotions are rumbling around in our mind at the time. And that can be a huge mistake because we suppress them. We don't acknowledge them, so we don't bring them to the forefront of our mind. So they run in the background like a computer program that's constantly whirring. And that can do us real harm because negative emotions can increase our cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone in our body. And those cortisol levels can cause us all sorts of untold damage. And it's even felt that chronic conditions, chronic illnesses that people experience throughout their life, such as cancer, such as IBS, all of these conditions can be tied back in to emotional pain that's caused by trauma from our past. So it's really important that we take the time to check in with our emotions first and foremost. So if you're watching this now, is what emotions are you having at this present time? What emotions would you use to describe how you're feeling right now, either today or over the past week? So I know that I've been a little bit stressed because I've been putting together a talk and I wanted to get that talk put together properly. I've been a little bit anxious and I've also had emotions of pride for completing it. So what emotions, what words would you use to describe the emotions you're having? And then I'd like you to explore, get curious, not furious with your emotions. Seek to understand what it is where those emotions are arising from. What's the root cause of the emotions that you're having, and try and seek to uncover them. And if you are really experiencing physical symptoms of stress, physical symptoms of emotional pain that could be tied back into past trauma, past unhelpful experience. There are a multitude of ways in which you can help release and let go, unchain yourself from that past pain so that you can really release that tension and step into your best self again. Step into that person that you want to be, and be free of those unhelpful emotions, those unhelpful sensations, and also help yourself release yourself from any physical symptoms that are arising because of this emotional fire, this emotional pain that's burning inside you, that sort of low level fire that we fail to acknowledge is even there, and we fail to put out as a consequence. So if you want to find help in terms of letting go of past emotional pain, then you can reach out to a specialist. So one fantastic approach to helping people unchain their pain from their past trauma or present day trauma and unhelpful experiences is using havening techniques approach. And it's super powerful, super simple, and it's inherently built into us from birth. It's part of our natural defense mechanism or healing mechanism that we have inbuilt in us as humans, using the power of human touch to help regulate and calm down our emotional mindset. And we know through scientific studies, the power of havening touch in helping people reduce and regulate their cortisol levels, bring their cortisol levels down, helping reduce heart rate, helping reduce blood pressure, and even people with a type D personality disorder, which is typically anxious and more prone to depression, in one session of havening have been able to no longer have those attributes associated with that particular personality. So it's hugely powerful and hugely simple. And the great thing about it is, if you are a child, you can use it very simply on yourself, and you don't have to talk about your experience in order to reap the benefits, and you don't even have to believe in it to reap the benefits either. So if you are struggling with emotional pain, or maybe not even checked in with what it is that you're struggling with, then do take the time today to think about what is it that is causing you pain and grief at this time emotionally, and how is that exhibiting in itself in your body physically. How could it be manifesting itself from a physical sensation? Are you feeling physically tired? Are you feeling lethargic? Are you showing symptoms from a skin condition perspective, as I've described? And maybe there's some inflammatory response going on internally that you might not even be aware of until much later on in life. So it's really vital that we take the time to understand, acknowledge, and embrace the emotional pain and help ourselves unchain our pain so that we can truly let go and step into our best self again. I hope you found this helpful. If you'd like to find out about havening, then please do visit the link in my bio, or visit www.ruthmaryallen.com/havening, and you can register yourself for a free consultation, 15-minute consultation, to find out how I can help you unchain your emotional pain. Have a great Wellbeing Wednesday. It's been a pleasure to talk with you. Look forward to talking with you soon. Bye for now.